So, people of the Arrowverse, welcome back to a brand new Arrowverse video, I guess, because, this is all about the Arrowverse. But anyway, getting into this, as you probably can tell from the title, we're going to talk about the CW shows getting renewed, and also the Crisis on Infinite Earths poster, because why not? I do just want to chuck in at the same time. I'm kind of expecting a trailer, probably like many of you are, any minute now, or any day now kind of thing. So if there is a trailer, I will be covering it as soon as possible after this video. But yeah, I wanted to talk about the renewal of the shows first and foremost, as that is the most recent news, and then go over the Crisis new poster for parts 4 and parts 5, which is the 2-hour finale returning January 14th, Tuesday on the CW, of course. And yeah, just go over a couple of speculations, predictions, and stuff like that. Would love to hear your thoughts down in the comments below at the same time, because that is what all of this is about. But either way, guys, before we get into this video, go ahead and like it if you do go on to enjoy it, and of course subscribe for all of the nerdy stuff you enjoy and what I love. I'm sure to put it out there in the future. And if you definitely want to know about that, click the notification button as well. And to join in further conversation with me about all these nerdy things, I do have a Discord server. Link to that will be in a top pinned comment or the description down below. Plenty of you are in there already. It would be great to meet and talk with more of you there. One other quick thing as well, I will be adding a join button to this channel as well, with some cool perks included with the Discord server and on the channel as well. For now, I do have a Patreon. Some of you still wonder about that. It's usually linked towards the end of my videos, but that will be linked in the description down below whilst I work on this join button feature, just in case any of you want to support the channel just a little bit further. But let's move on. So yeah, the CW shows have been renewed. Woo! Is anyone surprised? But no, I'm not really. And this is the interesting thing. This is why I kind of wanted to speak about this for a few minutes first before we get onto that Crisis poster breakdown. Because, you know, this happens every year. Sure, you know, you could always argue there could be a cancellation. There could be something here and there. But you know what? I'm never really kind of surprised, because, well, the only thing that I do want to talk about at the beginning of all of this renewal information is that Batwoman has been renewed for season 2. Now, when I was reviewing it, episode 1, episode 2, episode 3, episode 4, episode 5, episode 6, I think I reviewed all those episodes. I'll try and get back to reviewing it after Crisis, because I gave it a bit of a break. I wasn't personally getting on with it, but I want to see what it's like post-Crisis myself. There were lots and lots of comments from people saying, oh, this shit's gonna get cancelled, this, that, and the other. And I was replying to each and every one of those saying, honestly, dude, I wouldn't be surprised if they renew it. I'm not even joking. And not only statistically, because the ratings, sure, they did decline. I think each and every week, to be honest. Don't quote me on that, but it did decline. It was still plenty enough for the CW to renew it. So I think a lot of those comments, people saying, oh, this trash is going to get cancelled, blah, 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 didn't really mean anything. Like, I just knew the CW would renew it. I'm not flaking this as a bad thing, by the way, because there's lots of Batwoman fans out there. But yeah, I just wanted to address that show first for all the people who really didn't think that it would get renewed. But of course, other shows have been renewed as well. Supergirl for season 6. That's quite interesting as well, because it seems almost with every show, or at least Batwoman and Supergirl, there was a lot of people saying Supergirl won't get renewed, or this will be its last season. But hey, season 6 is coming. Of course, we have The Flash for season 7. Now, personally, for The Flash, this is a very interesting one for me, because I was just kind of thinking in my head, what if season 7 is the last season for The Flash? Because I believe that is when the contractual obligation, if you will, runs out, you know, signing on for 7 seasons for like Grant Gustin and so on and so forth. Of course, you could have other characters who may leave. As long as Grant stays, it would kind of continue to be a show. But at the same time, if Grant obviously leaves, then The Flash won't be a thing. And after 7 seasons, he does have the option to do that. Now, you know, Arrow ended in season 8. Technically, it really ended in season 7, because even as Stephen Amell says himself, that was their last proper season. Arrow season 8 is more of just like a Crisis extension, if you will. So The Flash season 7, it's more of like, of course, writers are writers for a reason. They can continue a story and write a season and another season and another season, or will they carry on for season 7 and just maybe renew for season 8 for a shorter ordered series like Arrow has done? Now, that's just an interesting thing to ponder. I know there's going to be a lot of mixed opinions in the comments down below. One of the important things as well is that The Flash is obviously such a hit for the CW, but yeah, it just is, you know, we have to wait and see. All we know now is that it's renewed for season 7, and of course, I do want to emphasize it can carry carry on easily for a couple more seasons, but that still remains to be seen. Personally, if they do decide to go on for like season 8 and season 9, I really want them to ramp up the villains. I'm not putting any hate against Bloodwork and stuff like that, but I just feel we need a bit more of a substance to it. I feel like The Flash is ramped up this year incredibly well under the new guidance of Eric Wallace, the new showrunner. If The Flash was to ever go out on the final season, I think a nice wrap-up would be between Eobard Thawne and Barry Allen. Like, just tie a nice ribbon on the series as a whole, but I would love to know your thoughts there. Of course, we have Legends of Tomorrow. Now, that's another interesting one. Yes, there are people who watch it, but all I've heard is negative things. I admit, drop off it myself. It did get a little bit too how can I put it? It's eccentric for me, and I know that's what Legends is about, and trust me, I fully embraced that. I really did, but even for those who embrace that about Legends, it kind of got a bit out there. So it has been renewed, which is great. I'm happy. More power to people who really enjoy that show. Happy for the cast and everything like that. But this is what I want to bring up about what I said earlier. Could it be its last season? At the same time, it hasn't been renewed, saying, you know, Legends renewed for its 6th and final season, so it could very well go on. Black Lightning for season 4, lots of fans of that show, solid show. But yeah, I think that's everything I've got to say about the renewals. I'm not surprised. Like, the CW will always renew like most of their shows unless it really is doing shockingly bad, or just perhaps in a case like Arrow, where, you know, Stephen Amell himself could have theoretically gone on, but he didn't want to drag the show. So unless, you know, the main star himself, or like, you know, for example, Grant Gustin didn't want to carry on. But yeah, let me know your thoughts down in the comments below with everything like that, guys. How do you feel about the renewals in every aspect? Give me your opinions. But let's move on to the Crisis on Infinite Earths poster, which is fairly interesting. I'm hearing very mixed opinions about this. Now, first of all, I want to say that I thought it was pretty cool. I feel like a lot of people do pick very, very hard on these things sometimes. When I first saw it, I thought, okay, this is better than the monitor version that I'm probably showing on screen right now. I'm still not a fan of some things. Like, the anti-monitors look, personally, I don't really highly rate it, but at the same time, I'm not gonna like hate it. I'm just impartial to it. It's okay. A lot of people, the main criticism is over Oliver Queen in the first reveal we get as the Spectre here in this Spectre form. Now, I have discussed in my previous few Crisis videos that we have seen Oliver in Spectre mode very teasingly in the trailers. I'm probably showing that on screen right now as well. We see him kind of face off against the anti-monitor. You see a little bit of the fluttering of the cloak there. We see this kind of cloaked figure in this very far away panning shot that you can only assume is Oliver as the Spectre in the Spectre-like cloak. And what can I say about this look? Well, first of all, people were saying that, well, this is what I saw on Twitter at least, that Oliver looks like a crackhead or something like that. Put the memes aside, I don't mind it. It's very CW Spectre, and I don't mean that in like a massively awful way, but they didn't go all out to make it quite different. I think it's okay. I think it's even quite decent, but it's not amazing. It's not great. It just is what it is. But I think to, you know, knock it down a few more pegs is just a bit too harsh. But hey, everyone's entitled to their opinions. Of course, we can see the words there on the anti-monitor. Their worlds will never be the same. Interesting to say worlds. I mean, I guess it's subjective to all the different heroes that were kind of, you know, like some on Earth 38, some on this other Earth, some on Earth 1. And as we all know, it will merge. And that's something I'm very much so looking forward to. I'm always more of a fan of like, you know, a neat and tidy kind of situation where I've never been a fan of the CW's like, oh, Superman's on Earth 38, but like, where's Superman on Earth 1? Like, I just can't wait for them all to be on the same Earth, assuming that's going to be the way it kind of ends. But we do see 2 Earths there. I think that's just to symbolize the anti-monitor destroying one of them like he has destroyed all of them. But underneath there seems to be, how can I explain it, like a healthy looking Earth right behind the Spectre there. I'm hoping that is quite literally the only one that remains, the one that Stephen Amell as the Spectre there is right in front of defending. Maybe it's to symbolize that there will be one left protected by all the heroes, and the one above obviously just symbolizing the ones that have been destroyed. We've got Batwoman and Supergirl front and center. Not surprised about that. Also, just to, I guess, promote them being the 2 sort of figurehead kind of friendship kind of replacing Barry and Oliver kind of thing moving forward, if that makes any sense to you all. Ryan Choi and the Atom paired right next to each other. I'm really hoping Ray dies. I know that may sound bad to some people, but we do know that he's leaving Legends of Tomorrow, and I want like another Martin Stein-esque death. I remember that really felt quite feelsy, and I think with Ray leaving and Ryan Choi now having been introduced, I think there needs to be a decent death. I don't think we've had that so far so much in Crisis. Of course, we've had Oliver. Of course, there's been quite, I guess, gravity to that whole crossover considering the premise of Crisis on Infinite Earths, but we haven't had a proper death, you know, in terms of like a series regular across multiple years on a series. Now, we've also got Nash Wells there. I've seen quite a bit of discussion about this in the fandoms, like, wait, where's Pariah? Very good question. I heard some people say, like, I guess, you know, he could have died considering he teleported the heroes and maybe got wiped out in the antimatter wave, but this is confusing because it's like, well, if they're showing Nash Wells here, I'm guessing you can only assume he's going to be in the crossover moving forward, but why isn't he Pariah? Because Nash Wells became Pariah, so it's like it's reverted. It's kind of weird, like, has he gone back to Nash Wells now and he's still in the crossover? I don't know. Make of that of what you will. It's going to be very interesting to see that unfold. Now, we also have the addition of Rory there, which is interesting. I assume anyone on this post is going to be of somewhat of a focus in the final 2 parts. We've got Wild Dog there, which just symbolizes a few more Arrow characters being involved because we haven't really seen hardly any. I don't think we have really seen them in the crossover. So yeah, you would have to think in the last 2 parts we're going to get a bit more of that, considering we've got Arrow's episode to go as well. But at the end of the day, this is just a poster. I'm expecting more of a teaser to come. At the same time, if they do give us a trailer, I don't expect way too much in it, just considering it's a 2-hour finale coming back in just around a week's time now. They're not going to give away loads of stuff, considering this is, I don't know, the conclusion that will change the Arrowverse forever. As it says, that their worlds will never be the same. I did post on Twitter yesterday, though, asking you guys, are you still very hyped about the final 2 episodes, or has the break dwindled the hype for you a bit? And I didn't mean that in such a way where I was saying, oh, the hype is already dead. I just know for some fans, they found the crossover episodes 1, 2, and 3 kind of underwhelming. Me amongst that, like, I've enjoyed it, but I wasn't blown away, if you know what I mean. So on top of that, in the break, I just wanted to know if that has, kind of killed it a bit more, or are you feeling the exact same way? This is honestly just a question where I'd love to hear your responses. Are you just as excited as you were for part 1, part 2, part 3, or are you kind of just like, I'm just going to see how it is, I'm not going to judge, I'm just going to be pleasantly surprised if it really is good? And that's kind of where I fall, because I just want to wait to see what happens. And but in terms of hype, I wouldn't say I'm mega hyped. I'm just like, okay, it's coming back and I'm going to see what happens. But I'm definitely not like, holy crap, what's going to happen? Oh my God, can't wait. No, not at all. Anyway, everyone, thanks for stopping by this video. And especially if you got this far in the video, I'd really appreciate it if you left a like. YouTube just favors the likes. So honestly, if you just remember to do it. And as I said, especially if you got this far, it just takes 2 seconds of your time. And of course, subscribe to make sure you never miss out on a future update video like this. Other than that, guys, check out my Discord server and my last couple of videos that should be popping up on the screen. As I said, if there's a trailer dropping around the time I'm posting this video, expect it in a couple of hours time, my breakdown, or perhaps for the following day. Who knows when they'll drop the trailer. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a lovely rest of your day, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Goodbye.